A brand new EV with 503 kilometers of range for roughly $10,000. That's not a typo. Let me just put the headline on the table right away. The Leapmotor A10 starts at under 90,000 yuan. With the 5,000 yuan first buyer subsidy that Leapmotor is handing out right now, real buyers are driving one home for around 80,000 yuan. Call it 11,000 US dollars. And for that money, you get a 53 kilowatt-hour battery and a claimed CLTC range of 503 kilometers. I've been covering Chinese EVs for years, and I still had to read that spec sheet twice. For context, a base Tesla Model 3 in China costs roughly twice as much and offers a similar real-world range. I think the A10 is the most disruptive piece of hardware in the entry-level segment right now, full stop. Now, CLTC is China's own test cycle, and it's famously generous. Real-world range will be lower, probably somewhere in the 380 to 420 kilometer band, depending on how you drive. I'll flag that every time I mention range today, because I think it matters. But even with that haircut, the numbers are genuinely hard to ignore. So what does the A10 actually look like as a product? It's a compact hatchback. Think Volkswagen Polo footprint, with a silhouette that feels more grown-up than the BYD Seagull, which has been the king of this price bracket for the last 2 years. The interior is where Leapmotor has clearly made deliberate choices. You get a reasonably large central touchscreen, over-the-air update capability, and a driving assistance suite that, I'd argue, you simply would not expect at this price point in any market outside China. The 53 kilowatt-hour battery is notably large for the segment. The Seagull's top battery option is only 38 kilowatt-hours. That gap is significant. It's the reason Leapmotor can claim 503 kilometers when the Seagull tops out around 405. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't driven the A10 myself yet. My read is based on the specs, early owner delivery videos, and what I know about Leapmotor's recent engineering trajectory since the Stellantis partnership gave them more capital to work with. So take my enthusiasm with a small grain of salt until we get more independent long-term data. Here's the strategic picture, and I think this is the most interesting part of the story. Leapmotor is not doing this out of desperation. They're doing it from a position of growing confidence. The Stellantis investment, which closed in late 2023, didn't just bring cash. It brought a pathway into European and Southeast Asian markets where Leapmotor needs a credible, affordable entry point. The A10 is almost certainly that car. If you can sell a $10,000 EV in China and make money, you can sell a $15,000 version in Europe and make even more. I think Leapmotor is essentially using China's hyper-competitive price war as a live proving ground for a global budget EV strategy. And that's a smarter play than most Western analysts give them credit for. Compare that to what Stellantis itself is doing with its own brands. They've been struggling to bring an affordable EV to market in Europe for years. The irony that their Chinese partner might solve that problem for them is not lost on me. I said a year ago that Leapmotor would stay a niche player. I was wrong. The A10 is a mainstream move. So where does this leave us? I think the Leapmotor A10 is the most value-dense sub-90,000 yuan EV on the Chinese market right now. If you are a first-time EV buyer in a Chinese city, primarily commuting, and you want the longest possible range buffer without spending BYD Dolphin money, the A10 deserves to be at the top of your shortlist. The 5,000 yuan subsidy for first-time buyers is time-limited, so if you're on the fence, the clock is ticking. Where I'd pump the brakes slightly, Leapmotor's after-sales network is still smaller than BYD's. BYD has a dealership on what feels like every corner in China. Leapmotor is catching up, but it's not there yet, and for a first-time EV owner that matters. For everyone watching from outside China, Europe, Southeast Asia, Latin America, pay close attention to where this car shows up next. Because if Leapmotor and Stellantis price a version of the A10 for Western markets at anything close to a competitive number, it will force a reckoning for Renault, Volkswagen, and every other brand still trying to figure out how to build a cheap EV without losing money. The A10 suggests someone already solved that equation. The question is just how fast the rest of the world finds out. If you think I'm overrating the A10, or if you've actually taken delivery of one and want to tell me what the real-world range looks like, drop it in the comments. I read every one. And if this kind of deep dive is useful to you, subscribing is the best way to make sure you don't miss the next one.